We have breaking Empyrean news. Welcome to Basic and Bookish Podcast, the perfect place to crash out over our favorite books and connect with readers just like you. I'm Kinsey.
And I'm Karly. We're filming this on July 15th, where earlier today, Rebecca Yarros finally announced the title and cover for the Untitled Empyrean, not Book 4, Novella, which is scheduled to release on September 29th, 2026. The Novella collection is called Threshing Day, and the synopsis is, Threshing Day is coming. 13 unforgettable stories, one legendary day, the bond that changes everything. From the cover, we know the tagline is, Don't Die.
Of course, we immediately had to drop everything for an emergency episode to discuss our biggest Threshing Day predictions, including our top point of view picks. Please keep in mind that we are filming this just hours after the announcement, so we're working with very limited information as we rush to make this episode available for our listeners. You can find the timestamps for each section down in the show notes.
This is your official spoiler warning for the Empyrean series. We will be mentioning spoilers from Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm, so if you haven't finished the entire series, we recommend pausing the show and returning after you're done.
Due to the nature of these books, this podcast is rated R in content and language. If you'd like to skip the ads and have access to full video formats, it's available now on Patreon. That link can also be found in our show notes.
Now prepare to bond a dragon because it's Threshing Day.
Yeah! Oh my gosh, this is such candy. I am so excited. I knew that I would love the novella no matter what, but I'm so hyped for this, genuinely.
I am too.
We know the novella is a collection of 13 stories, and everyone seems to believe stories is synonymous with point of views, but I am wondering if it's possible to actually have less or even more point of views, since some characters experience the same Threshing Day events and were with each other. Like, for example, when Xaden killed Alec, who is Halden and Aric's brother, to defend Garrick. Technically, it is one story, but we could see all three of their point of views. I don't know. Do you think this is a possibility, or do you think it'll strictly be 13 point of views only?
I think it's going to be 13 point of views, but potentially not 13 totally different stories.
Oh.
Because I think if you think about it, each story is a version that people experience. And we've seen that with Rebecca Yarros when she writes things from Xaden's POV, is that they're not always exactly the same as Violet experienced it. He will experience Dane's tone as being different than Violet will and whatnot. So you get to see that how each character experiences things in their own way, and to them that story is slightly different than the other story the person experienced. So I think it's possible we're gonna get, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed, for Xaden killing Alec.
I really, really hope we do.
Yeah, I do too. It's pretty high on my list, to be honest with you. So I do think we might get that story from a couple point of views. I'm not saying we'll get it from 3 point of views, but we might get it from Xaden and Garrick, or potentially Alec. Who knows? But keep my fingers crossed for that one.
But 13 stories total, and you don't think that one story is only one point of view? Like, it's the same story, but could potentially be 2 point of views in this case.
I think that if it's a different point of view, it's technically a different story, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Even if they're both talking about the same events.
Yeah. I know that's most likely, but I am a little delusional, as one is. I mean, we have a book podcast.
Yeah.
Let's be so for real. We're delusional. But I'm like, okay, well, with The Assassin's Blade, for example, and this is spoiler-free, it's 5 novellas, and they're different parts. And there are technically different point of views, but there's one main one. And so I was like, well, it's 5 stories, but there's more point of views than that. So maybe, but that's just me being delusional. And if we get 13, I will be happy with 13 point of views, but I just don't really see us getting Garrick's point of view when we're going to get Xaden, which leads into the next point.
All right. So it looks like there's one confirmed point of view. Rebecca Yarros stated in her caption that, quote, as a Threshing Day gift, Xaden's story is included in the collection, and as usual, will be up on my website. I hope this gives you a fun trip back to Basgiath while I'm writing book 4, so grab your leathers, the dragons are waiting. I love Rebecca for all the content she makes sure gets added to her website eventually.
Me too.
So that those bonus chapters are equally available to people. Yeah, accessibility really does matter, and sometimes those things can't be available at libraries, so I really love her for it.
No, definitely, because Xaden is such a big point of view to not have available. So even if you can't read other people's because you're waiting for the library, at the very least, you can get Xaden. And I think that's incredible.
I do think it's incredible. So out of those 13 stories, we know for sure Xaden's will be one of them. And just to be clear, even if readers don't purchase the novella, Xaden's POV is going to be made available on our website, just like the other bonus POVs for Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. So, thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you. And if you didn't know already, one of those bonus point of view chapters of his is actually Violet's experience of Threshing Day from his point of view. So we do already have that, because someone had commented that on my post earlier and was like, I really hope that we get to see his version of Violet's threshing. And I'm like, girl, we do. Just go on her website. It's right there. Now, while this is not confirmed, it's heavily implied there will be a Riddick point of view, or at the very least, we will see Riddick's Threshing Day experience from someone else's POV. Because on June 24th, Rebecca Yarros shared an image of her niece reacting to this novella. Her caption said, quote, "Pardon my niece's face while she's reading not book 4, but she just got to the part where Riddick," and that's it. She cut it off. We know now that her niece was reading Threshing Day, so Riddick will be there at some point, hopefully from his POV. But if not his point of view, then maybe someone else from Second Squad.
Yeah, I am hoping it is Riddick's point of view for specific reasons.
Yeah, I just keep thinking, who has something to hide?
Yeah. Who does have something to hide?
How does this add to the overall story?
Let's discuss at some point.
Yep.
All right. The only other thing we know about potential point of views is that after a fan said, quote, "Give me all the dragon POVs," Rebecca Yarros responded saying, quote, "Just so I don't give you false excitement, there's only human POVs in this one. The dragons know too much."
Dang it.
Which does not surprise me.
Yeah.
But to be clear, we don't know if Venom count as humans in this context. We're obviously hoping that they do. But I actually have a question for you really quick, kids.
Yeah.
Do we think gods would count? Because I'm just saying, getting a POV from Malik on Threshing Day would be wild.
Oh my God, girl, the way that I would like shit my pants. Better wear my diaper that day. I'm like, Cyclospora, never heard of her, but Threshing Day?
All right, well, we'll have to get Kinsey some puppy pads just in case before this book comes out.
Girl, oh my God, if we get a god, that would be so insane.
That would be wild to me, but I would love a Malik POV on Threshing Day.
The possibilities are endless. Yeah. And now I'm already hyped, but this makes me even more excited. Okay. Do you think the "grab your leathers" and "the dragons are waiting" comment in Rebecca's caption means there's no chance we're getting Gryphon flyer point of views?
I don't think we're going to get a Harvest Day. They called Threshing Day Harvest Day. They're like, "Oh, what do you call it? Harvest Day?" And they're like, "No, it's Threshing." They're like, "Oh, whatever."
Yeah.
But they don't actually call theirs Harvest Day.
Their version of Threshing has a different name, but they call the Dragon Riders Threshing Harvest Day.
Correct.
Okay.
And so, but regardless, whatever the Gryphon Flyers Day is for going and picking their Gryphons, which I don't know if it has a name or if it's just bonding day. I don't know. But that being said, I don't think we're going to get them bonding a Gryphon. unfortunately, that doesn't mean I don't think it's possible
that they're not there.
That there's not a Gryphon flyer somewhere
Observing.
That's trying to spy on things and that we wouldn't get their point of view. I think that's possible. I think it's unlikely, but I think it fits within the rules of what we understand and what this book's going to be about so far.
Yeah, I definitely think it would be interesting. And I do have Gryphon flyers on my wish list. However, I do accept that it is very unlikely, especially when I reread her caption and says, well, grab her leathers. They do also wear leathers. They're just different color, but the dragons are waiting. Yeah, I keep saying this. I'm going to keep saying this. There's only so much they can fit in this novella. So it's
200 pages.
Yeah, it's very short.
Yeah, it's very short.
I think I pulled out Frost and Starlight from the ACOTAR series, and I forget now exactly how many pages that is, but I remember being like, oh, that's shorter than this. And that actually had like 80 chapters, surprisingly. I mean, that number could actually be fake. Don't quote me on that.
It can't be that many.
No. I just remember when I did the recap for it, for our season 2 content, I was just like, oh my God, how many chapters are in this? I don't remember having this many chapters because I was doing it by that. And I was just like, oh my God, that was a lot. 28 chapters and a quarter Frost and Starlight. Not 80.
Okay.
And there are 272 pages for that book.
Yeah. So this book's like 220 something pages, which equates to about 17 pages per person. If it's 13 stories, it's about 17 pages on average per story. So just keep that in mind. It's not nothing. Like that's an average chapter for her, I think. I think her chapters are usually around 15 pages. So it's not nothing, but it's also not like a lot per point of view if it's evenly distributed. There might be some that are like literally 3 pages. So who knows?
That is true. But yeah, it says 224. So it is shorter than A Quarter Frost and Starlight. But that is a good thing to keep in mind. Dividing it by 13. Yeah, 17. Interesting.
Yeah.
So much to theorize about.
So since there's an upside down, assumed falling dragon on the sprayed edges and the cover's motto is "Don't die," do you think we could get a POV from a now dead cadet that failed at Threshing? Or do you think Rebecca will stick to characters we know survived?
I think with the timing, it would make sense that she sticks with characters that we know survived. But we also know of very specific characters who die during Threshing, like Alec. And I'm very, very confident we will know that story, regardless of whose point of view it is, because we just have to stick to stories that add to the plot. That is the purpose of this. Even Rebecca Yarros said that I saw someone complain, this isn't book 4, which, by the way, don't do that. Don't do that. She's giving us a sweet treat, okay?
Yeah.
But she said that book 4 wouldn't happen without this happening first. So, like, it's important. Like, there's a reason that this is happening. How does it enhance the story? But if we're not talking Alec, then I also think, and now we know we're not getting a dragon's point of view, so it's not going to be Glean, but Glean did get 2 writers. So Carolyn Ashton, she's like Jack Barlow's girlfriend. Glean's original writer fell off during flight lessons, and then Caroline basically poached Glean afterwards. So she didn't even get Glean during Threshing Day.
That's right.
And I think it would give us a longer timeline than just Threshing Day itself. And also we could get more close interactions with Jack Barlow. And it would just be really interesting to see, how do you bond a dragon if it's not actually Threshing Day? So I think maybe if we get Caroline's point of view, then from Glean's perspective via her bond, she'll be like, oh, yeah, this happened to my writer. But I don't know.
I think that's a really good point. I think we definitely could get Glean's first writer. I don't remember which cadet it was that died. But that being said, there was also the cadet that Xaden and Violet witnessed get publicly executed because he turned into Intrinsic. I kept thinking of the ACOTAR word for it.
Yeah, Daimoni.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of the Massverse right now.
I know. So Professor Carr is the one that kills that poor kid because he becomes Intrinsic in the middle of the courtyard. And Xaden's there with Violet overseeing it. He also dies, but we know he had a dragon because he had an ability. So clearly, his dragon also could have been the one that rebonded somebody at some point. And it could have been him. It could have been represented, like the dragon falling could have just been representative of like a fallen rider, even though the rider didn't die that way.
Yeah. I think it would be really cool if we get someone's point of view like that, but I don't think it would be a firsthand account of them actually dying. I think it would be more so of an aftermath type of an event. Because again, why would we go into the backstory of a dead character when there are so many stories of characters that are waiting to be told where we care about him more? So
it could be to give us some idea of how like dragons might be picking certain people because of signets. Because I'm starting to get the feeling that the dragons are picking people trying to get certain signets to happen.
Well, we know that's why they picked Mark ones.
Yeah, exactly. So, and we know that this kid became an intrinsic, so.
And that happened in Violet's first year. So for all we know, that could have been the dragon that bonded with Sloane or even Auric.
Yeah. Who knows? Could be any of them.
Now, on to what everyone is dying to discuss. We have like kept it in. The point of views we are hoping to get in the Threshing Day novella. I know we both think that there will be multiple timelines and multiple threshing days rather than one singular event. Yeah. I created 2 wish lists, and I did alter my initial wish list after seeing Karly's. So
I altered mine too after seeing yours.
Oh, okay. So I was like, Karly, let's start with your predictions. Okay. Because one of my most commented things on my reel was like, why didn't you include this character? I'm like, I know. I like posted my video, immediately saw Karly's, and was like, how could I forget that? So let's take it away. Okay,
so just to set the scene a little bit, I woke up to a FaceTime from Kinsey this morning. That's what got me out of bed because this was posted. And then I had to get up and get ready and leave my house for the day. And as I was getting ready, I know, lame, I was talking to my husband while I was getting ready about like, oh, what would be cool? Which ones would be fun? And so this was like a very initial list that I threw up on Instagram after like a 5-minute conversation with my husband while I was putting on sunscreen and brushing my hair.
It was a pretty solid list. You hit all the big ones.
I mean, I hit some good ones, and I like they're all still on my list. But my initial list was, and this is top of my list, and it's still top of my list. Yeah. But my initial list was Sigale's previous writer to Xaden.
Yep.
Because I think that writer is Venin. I think Xaden's grandfather, who was previously bonded to Sigale, is Venin. I'm convinced, and I think he's still out there. I think there's a reason why that family have the Rivestad chests. Like, I'm convinced. So anyways.
They're just hiding so much. And that was that was one of 2 where I went, duh. Like, how could I forget? And so that one is now also top of my list. Yeah. Xaden's grandfather.
Yeah. Another on my list was Terran's first writer, Naelin.
And that was the second one. I couldn't believe I forgot because I am always like, what the fuck is going on with Naelin? Terran's hiding something. Brennan's hiding something. Everyone's hiding something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. If we get, listen to me. If we get Naelin, I'm going to throw up in a good way.
Okay. We'll be prepared. You'll have a bucket too for this.
I'll have a bucket and puppy pads.
I mentioned the first 6. I think that's obvious. We all want to know. I mean, we actually don't know if like the first bonding was October 1st or if that just became like part of the school thing, if that's even a threshing day. Who knows?
Maybe Threshing Day is October 1st because that just happened to coincide with the actual day that the first riders bonded.
Yeah. Maybe. So, and the first 6 are the first writers to successfully bond. So I think it would also be cool to have a POV from somebody who was there that day who just didn't survive, but to see like what went down, which would be interesting, and why it didn't work.
What if we get another Irid and that's the falling dragon and they're like, you know what? Actually, we don't want to be a part of this. We're not going to bond with you guys. And then they just yeet the writer off of them and then the guy falls down.
Maybe. Oof. Could be. That would be cool.
It would be cool.
I think an Irid bonding would be up there for me if there was one ever in history, but I don't think she's going to give us that in this novella.
No, that would be such good tea.
Yeah, I do think she's writing this book with the idea that there's going to be people who don't read it before they go read book 4, so I don't think there's going to be anything in their canon enough that the next book wouldn't make sense.
Well, that's a shame. And if anyone doesn't read it, I'm just kind of like, You dumb. Like, respectfully.
You gotta read it.
Respectfully, anytime an author puts anything out, it's for a reason.
There are a lot of people who think that novellas shouldn't be necessary for the series.
Which is so crazy to me because if we're talking, for example, the Crowns of Nyaxia series by Carissa Broadbent, I actually think the novella is the best book out
It's
of
really
all
good.
of them. And
It's really good.
to this day, I think it's the best novella I've read, if we're not like including Ali Hazelwood's. But even Ali Hazelwood's novellas are so good.
They are.
Like,
But to be fair, in Carissa Broadbent's series, I don't think you actually need to read the novella to read the other series. Like, to
not
understand
that
it.
one. Frost and Starlight, on the other hand, yeah, it does have important events that matter later. So.
Yeah. But going back to the first 6, I mean, I'd obviously love, like, top wish list would be like Lyra and Warwick. I don't know that we're going to get them. Either one of them.
See their dynamics being acted out, not in the journal. Oh,
Yeah. I listen. I will die if I see their name in a POV.
Oh, yeah.
I will
And
expire on the spot.
are we still going to get epigraphs too? Because
I hope so.
we can be fed in the epigraphs as well.
Oh, the epigraphs are like my favorite part.
Yeah. Oh my God. We're going to have to totally. I mean, this is very obvious for you guys. We will be discussing these things. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Next on the list was Melgrin. I did specifically say I wanted it from Coda's perspective, and that was before I knew she made that comment about there will be no dragon POVs. I was like, that's too bad. But I really do want to know why Coda chose Melgrin, like, so bad. And Coda's such an interesting dragon to me.
Yeah.
And the dynamics between Coda and Tairn are the thing is, like, one of the most compelling points for me because they don't seem to like each other very much. And I really like and trust Tairn. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he, like, is holding it back information. And I think he lies when it works for him. But I still trust him to be, like, doing what's best for everybody.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
obviously, Xaden's Threshing Day story.
Yeah.
I talked a lot about wanting, like, to know what happened with Alec and Garrick. I can't get over, like, somebody, quote unquote, bullying Garrick. Garrick is such a big, intimidating guy that I'm like, what do you mean? And that he went after Garrick. And I that's just, like, hard for me to picture that somebody would, like, voluntarily pick a fight with him.
Maybe he was emotionally bullying him.
Maybe. I don't know.
But at Threshing Day, he's actively trying to kill you. But the fact that Xaden killed a prince?
Yeah. Well, and the other thing we don't know about this story is how Cam/Arik found out.
Yeah. Oh my God. What if we get Arik's point of view, but it's him fucking watching threshing of his brother? Like,
How
maybe
would
the
he
royal
been there?
maybe the royal family is allowed to observe. I doubt it.
Xaden seemed convinced that it was only him, Garrick, and Alec on that field, and that they were them and their dragons are the only ones that know. So I'm like,
tell you
who
why.
told who?
Because I'm half convinced that Alec did bond to a dragon before he died, and that dragon then bonded Arik. And I think,
well, but he knew before he bonded a dragon, I'm pretty sure, right?
you know what? I think you are correct. He had mentioned it, I think, when they were doing the heist.
It was during the heist that we know for sure he knows by then.
No, well, because I was like, wait, is he manifesting a signet yet? But then I don't.
He could have, I guess, bonded. I'm not sure of the timing on that one.
I'm not sure. It's been a while.
So it's
Don't quote
unclear
us.
whether or not he definitely had bonded a dragon by the time he mentions that he knows. Unclear. But that being said, it's possibly bonded the same dragon and somehow the dragon tattled.
Uh-oh.
So it's possible, but I do really want to know how he knows because Xaden seems very confused about how he knows. And Xaden's pretty smart.
So
Highly suspicious.
And I just really, really pray that we get this. We get an answer, please. Please.
I really want Lilith's Threshing Day, but I think it would be interesting if it was from Asher's perspective.
Oh.
Because he would have been a scribe and he could have been the one out there recording the events. And so it would be really interesting to me if we got to be in Asher's head for a little bit.
That would be cool.
I have beef with Asher, though.
Yeah. Honestly.
Honestly, God, so much beef with him. I definitely want Riddick. I'm sure you and I are on the same page about why we both want Riddick. And it's kind of hinted, too, that we'll probably get something about Riddick because of that comment about the niece, having read something about Riddick in the book on her Instagram. But that being said, like, Atrum's suspicious as fuck.
Yep.
I don't think we know who Atrum really is.
Nope. I don't think Atrum is a juvenile. I think they're lying about their age and their name because we know that's a possibility.
Well, and I feel like I'd have to go back and double check this, but I also feel like Atrum's gender has been referred to as both a he and a she in different books, if I remember correctly. And the only other dragon I know that happens with is Jack Barlow's dragon.
Oh my God.
T, girl. Serious T on that dragon. There's gotta be. And yeah, and I had said, like, obviously, like, I want the whole, like, our standard cast of characters, but I don't know that we're gonna get everybody.
No,
but
there's no way.
That was my original list. Do you want to go over your original list and then we can talk about our wish lists?
Yeah, I'll go over my original list. So at the top, I had Xaden for obvious reasons. It's Xaden and like it's confirmed. So obviously we're going to get him. Simply though, I just really want that fight with Alec. And I don't know if we'll get many reveals from his bond with Sigil, like his relationship with his grandfather. So maybe even if we don't get the grandfather, maybe we'll have her communicating and being like, hey there, youngin'. I was with your old pops before. Like, I don't fucking know, you know? And so I just, like, it would be interesting. We're going to get it. Number 2, I have Dane, mostly to piss people off because I love him.
I get it.
Also, just, like, there's something really interesting going on with his bond with Kath that we don't know about. And I think a lot of people discredit that because they don't like his character, even though he's just so fascinating as a character to me. We have to remember, Kath has foul breath, which is also something that Jack Barlow's dragon had. But in Onyx Storm, Sloane said, quote, someone like you shouldn't have this much power. And so I want to know if we do get Dane's point of view. I know, obviously, none of these cadets or riders are going to manifest their magic right away. But I want to know, like, what does that bond feel like? What is his communication like with his dragon? You know, there's just got to be something there that we're missing that's important. Then number 3, I had Liam because I miss him. Yeah. And it would be nice to take this opportunity to see more of him. She'd be doing a fan service if we get him. I know it doesn't really make a lot of sense though. I'll just say this now, but as much as I'd love to get every single squad member's point of view, I don't think that's going to benefit the story. So I genuinely only think we're going to get one squad member's point of view, and I don't think it's Riddick's, actually.
Oh, interesting.
But I'll get into it. I'll get into that in a little bit. Number 4, this did surprise a lot of people, and it surprised even myself because I've actually moved this up on the list since I've made it. But Jack freaking Barlow. How the fuck? This has always bothered me. Yeah. And it continues to this day to bother me. But how the hell does a dragon bond with somebody after they just tried unaliving another dragon? Like, he actively was trying to kill Andarna and then somehow manages to bond with a dragon. What creature in their right mind would do this? So he turned Venom when, I don't know if we know canonically, like, when it started, but I know that before he died, allegedly, she battled him on the mat. He already had the Venom eyes, so I don't know if it happened before Threshing or if it was, like, an after thing. I need to reread and figure that out, but it has never sat well with me, and I want to know what happened with Jack Barlow. Obviously, we know about his run-in with Violet, so maybe we'll get lucky. We'll get multiple POVs, and it's like Violet's story will be the one, and so it's just going to progress through the different time because they all bonded with dragons at different times because we know about his experience with Andarna, so it'll be like after the fact. I don't know. But I'm just so curious to get Jack's point of view. Then I have Riddick. So, again, because Rebecca Yarros' niece just, like, looked so shocked. We're obviously getting something from him, even if it's not his point of view. He's funny. You and I have already said we don't think Atrym is who they say they are. And also, Riddick does have 2 tattoos. One of them is definitely a relic. He claims the other one's just a tattoo. why would you do that? I don't know. I don't think it's just a trend thing. So maybe there's another dragon, or maybe there's a wyvern. I don't know. I also included any member of the first 6. I don't know if it's technically considered Threshing Day, but it would be interesting to see the first bonding with the first dragons. I think that'd be really cool. Then I had Brennan Sorrengail because I think he's also hiding something. He's suspicious. You're going to hear that a lot. And I need more from him. Then number 8, I have Auric because the blue dragons seem to keep picking royalty. I don't know what it is. They just keep staying in that bloodline. And I want to know if he did bond to a family member's dragon. And is there a chance, again, that Alec bonded to a dragon before he died? And if so, are we going to see him starting to develop a second signet? But maybe you do have a point that she can't have anything too canon in this, because I feel like the knowledge that he's bonded to a relative's dragon might be maybe a little too hardcore, because then everyone's just going to be expecting the second signet from him. But it would be very interesting.
It would.
Then I have Imogen just because I love her. Like, that's literally the only reason, but I don't think it's going to add to the plot, unfortunately. Then this is where I had the Gryphon flyers. I think Cat specifically would be pretty cool, but literally any flyer. But again, very unlikely. I don't think it's going to happen. Then I had Professor Kaori because he has a dragon fetish, you know? Like, I think it'd be just, like, not actually, like, sexual fetish, but, like, he's just, like, hyper-focused. His special interest is dragon, you know? And so I just think it'd be, like, really interesting to get inside of his head. And it would be cool and interesting to see a professor's experience going through it, especially now that he leads Threshing Day. And he's also just very suspicious. So it'd be nice to get a little bit inside of his head.
I mean, you know, I think he's Venom.
Oh, I think he's Venom too. 100%. I 100% believe that man is Venom. I mean, like, who done it? Like, I think fucking everybody is Venom at this point.
Honestly.
Then I have Sawyer. So I actually think out of the whole squad, he's the one we're most likely to get because he's the only one that's gone through Threshing twice. And I don't know if we would get his first attempt when he failed, which would be really interesting to see, or if we're going to get the time where he succeeded, and like that would make us really happy. And I think it's highly likely that we can see Riddick through Sawyer's eyes as well as seeing Liam through his eyes. But if I had to choose a squad mate, which is so funny because I have Riddick so high on the list, and Liam, I'd probably choose Sawyer. I don't know, which is like so unpopular, I feel. But to me, it would make the most sense just because he's had 2 experiences with Threshing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, and, you know, maybe we'll get his failed attempt and then we'll have a successful attempt. So, and then at the bottom of the list, I have Rhi because I love Rhiannon, and I feel like she had a really chill interaction with her dragon just from the banter that we got at the end of Onyx Storm. She was probably like, "Hey, you cool?" And they're like, "Yeah, I'm cool." And they're like, "All right, let's pair up." And I feel like that's how it went.
I feel like they saluted each other, and then she perfectly mounted the dragon, and they like rode off into the sunset.
Yeah, like I think she had the least stressful experience out of anybody on that field. Just immediately went straight to the dragon.
Well, I feel like she said it was easy.
Yeah,
like she's like it just felt right. It was easy. I feel like
just
she says
knew
like
right
that
away.
To
like when they did the parade of the dragons, and
So hers might not be super excited. I do love Rhi, though. I do love
Rhi. I know. But we did already get her point of view in Onyx Storm, so I feel like that's not awful to miss out on. And then I did also cheat because I did make a bonus list, and this hasn't really changed except for the people I removed from my first list. I like then moved to bonus. But I had General Melgren because I want to know why Coda chose him, and he's a huge ass beast of a dragon. So I'm just kind of curious, how did he climb him? You know, like that's just crazy. Then Sloane, because I love her, and I wonder if she honors Liam in some way. And if we don't get Liam's point of view, then I would definitely want Sloane's experience instead. But then again, we're running into the thing of I'd rather have Aric's point of view, and we don't need both. So Lilith, interesting backstory, seeing her. I think it'd be cool to see her interact with Papa Sorrengail. Like, it'd just be cool. Then just because they're sus, and I think they're horrible human beings, and I don't understand how they even bonded to a dragon. Varish and General Ados. because I think their dragons suck too for having picked both of them. So
I think those are dragons that are up there. Like, what's going on with Jack Barlow's dragon is whatever's going on with these dragons.
Yeah, exactly. And so even though I don't like these characters and I'm not like, oh yeah, give me this story, just like how the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I wasn't ecstatic to read about President Snow, but I can understand that it's a very interesting concept.
Oh yeah, I enjoy understanding complex characters I don't like. Like, I think it's interesting to get me in their head and make me understand them, because I think those are the hardest characters to understand. And not that it's making them right or excusable, but understanding how somebody gets from whoever they were as a young person, you know, when they were impressionable and, you know, moldable in a way, and then they get to be this horrible person. You're like, what is going on here? It's fascinating to me.
It is. And then just the end of my bonus list is just Mira, Garrick, Bodhi. I think it'd be fun to have them. I don't think it's going to add too much. Mira would add the most, but I really think Garrick's is just so unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because we're getting Xaden's.
Yeah. I want to point out that if we were to do like a Threshing Day that was the year, Dane's year, right? That year would be Dane, Sawyer's first attempt, Imogen, Quinn.
Rip. I know.
Xaden and Garrick would have been overseeing it. Bodhi would have been there. They were all the same year. So we would have had 7 of our characters all at this one threshing, right? Yeah.
I think it's very possible.
I think it's very possible we are going to get that Threshing Day from a lot of perspectives because of how many of our characters were there.
Yeah.
I've talked a lot about how I want a novella, a book from that year because there were so many people. Also, I believe Asher would have still been on campus. He would have still been alive because of when he died before Violet went. I think he was still alive during that threshing. So I could be wrong on the timing of this. He might have died prior to Threshing because the timing gets kind of funky because we're not always getting like months dates and things of when exactly when he died. But it would have been interesting because if he was alive, he would have been a scribe on campus and possibly overseeing that threshing. So
logging the names.
Potentially. So it would have been interesting. But I think we could also, like, I think it's important to remember, it doesn't say that we're necessarily going to get these from the writer, just that we're getting people's stories. So any of these threshing days, we could be getting things from a scribe's point of view, which means we could get Markham's point of view.
We could get Markham's point of view. And I would hate that. I would hate that. Unless we see corruption in the scribe quadrant where they're knowingly writing the wrong names.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, I think the only point to seeing it from the scribe quadrant would be to give us insight into like what was really going on there, or what is corrupt, or what was happening there, because it's something's going on in the scribe quadrant.
Yeah. But so do you think we're going to get an Asher POV?
I think it's possible we could get Lilith's Threshing Day with Asher's point of view. I think it'd be more likely during Lilith's, but I am trying to think about when. Because here's the thing. I'm thinking about this timeline of when he died. Violet, I remember now.
Oh, okay.
Violet's mom, Lilith, told her she was going to the quadrant 6 months before and started making her train. But I remembered thinking that was strange because her dad had already been dead for a while. I'm like, why didn't she use all of that time to make her train? What did she learn? And so I think he probably was likely dead prior to Threshing. So if he was, we were to get his point of view, it would have to be during Lilith's or Xaden's.
Or Mira's or Brennan's. Because I'm sure that he would have been there for his children's threshing.
Well, he wasn't stationed there at that time.
Oh.
He was. I think they were only stationed there more recently. That was like a more recent thing.
Okay.
So I think maybe Mira's. I don't think Brennan's. But I've broken down the timeline of this book way too many times.
No, it's fine.
So that being said, I think during Xaden's threshing, though, we could have Asher's POV as the scribe of his threshing, which might be how we get Xaden's threshing, which would be really interesting.
Oh, I don't know if I would like that.
It would be interesting to me to see how Asher perceived Xaden versus Lilith.
That would be the only thing, but then we wouldn't really get the whole fight.
No, we wouldn't get the whole fight. And I do desperately want the whole fight. But I do think it's possible we'll get like the same threshing day from like, again, multiple perspectives.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's going to be Xaden's threshing day and then those guys' threshing day. And we're not going to get anyone else's, which is fine. It's fine. Yeah. But like, you know, on ultimate wish list of trying to get some insight on some of these crazy characters, it's not necessarily like top of everything I want. Yeah. But again, she has secrets to hold. And she can't ruin book 4 just because we're over here squawking about all the things so we want.
Yeah. And I do think that majority of the point of views will be from Violet's year, from Dane's year, and from Xaden's year.
Yeah.
As much as we want the historical ones, like it would be cool to see stuff from Lilith, but she's also not a general at that time. So it's not like she's really going to have much insight towards the Venom. Same thing with Melgren. That's more insight into the dragons that we would be getting through their bond. But I do think getting the first 6 could be very probable, and that would be really cool.
Even if we only got one of them, it would be really cool.
Yeah, like I don't expect all of them. I would like one would be sufficient. But I do think majority of them will be from the past 4 years, because also Arik, Sloane, and the others, I think will probably also get theirs. But because we have to think like, how does it move the plot forward from here?
Yeah.
And the characters that are alive.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think because it can't be that big of a spoiler for book 4. I don't think we're going to get a lot of these top wish list items. I think it's going to be mostly these current people. I think, like we've already talked about, I think it's going to be Xaden's threshing year, Dane's threshing year from multiple people, and maybe a couple people from Violet's threshing year. And I think that's probably what it's going to be. Or it could just be one from multiple perspectives, and we might get perspectives we weren't expecting, which would be really cool, because it'd be like, why is she all of a sudden just giving us this perspective? Why is this person all of a sudden important? Are they going to be important in the next book? But without it actually being like a spoiler, it's more of an Easter egg of like what to look for in book 4.
At least we know Riddick does something crazy.
We do. So we've talked about like what we think it'll probably be, because I think we're probably on the same page here, that it's probably going to be our more current characters, because we can't have spoilers for book 4.
I know.
But do we want to talk about like what our top wish list would be now that we've had time to think about it? I know these were our initial lists.
I almost wonder, I feel like I should almost remove Kat from my final wish list, but I need to think about who I would replace her.
Do you want me to give mine and you can think about yours?
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Okay, well, my number 1 is Sigale's first rider. If I could have anybody, if I could only have one, it would be that one.
Okay.
Her previous rider to Xaden. The grandfather, I need to know more about that real bad. Number 2 would be Kaori for me, because he is so freaking suspicious. He's the illusionist. I don't trust him. There was all that wild foreshadowing in Onyx Storm about him. I don't trust him. Number 3 on the list would be Jack fucking Marlowe. Because I'm with you. How does a dragon choose someone they know is willing to kill a dragon?
Yeah.
What?
No sense.
It doesn't make sense unless there's dragons who aren't liking the other dragons and they're working against them. But why they would risk the whole Venom thing, though, is wild to me, because that's so dangerous for them.
Maybe the Empyreans were already forming a rift societally.
I mean, Terran was already kind of pissed at the Empyrean, so there had to be other people that were pissed too.
So they're like,
other dragons.
Yeah, and so they were probably like, oh, well, that's a dragon on the other side, so it's fine.
Yeah, and then for me, it would be Lyra and Warwick. Like, I want to know what happened and went down between them, because they were the first 2 of the first 6, and they had this huge falling out. So I want to know what happened there. I think a top one for me would be Riddick, actually, because of all the suspicion around Aetrim.
He is very high still, yes.
Yeah. And then Lilith / Asher. Like, I don't care whose perspective. I would just love to see that. Xaden's, we know we're getting it, but it's up there for me. I don't know who, like, exactly how we're getting it or whose perspective we're getting it from. She said we're getting Xaden's threshing. She didn't say how. But I do want to see that fight with Alex so bad.
So bad. That's like my only like really strong wish.
Yeah, it's the one that I'm like, if we don't get that, I'm not going to say I'm going to be disappointed, but I would be a little sad because she Easter egged it in book 1.
It's been brought up so many times. There's a reason we don't have the details.
Yeah, it was Easter egged in the very first book, and we still don't have the details, and I think that's wild. It's been talked about several times. It created the whole issue between him and Cam/Arik, and
who might now be the brother. And
listen, it could be anybody.
You know, maybe if Arik's the brother, then they're gonna have this heart to heart and discuss what happened. In book 4.
I'm also with you. I really want Dane's. Why is he so powerful? What's going on there?
Desperately want Dane. Like, it's unreal.
Yeah. I do really want Imogen. I'd love to get to see Quinn through her eyes again, just to twist that knife really, really badly.
And I don't think we will be getting Quinn just because she does die. Maybe she witnessed something crazy, but I don't think that we would get it.
Yeah. I think it's possible we could get Quinn's perspective on something if it made us learn something new about another character. So I think it's possible we could get Quinn, but Quinn or Imogen I'd be happy with, but I just really love Imogen. I'd really love to see her perspective on that. Naelin, I really want that really bad.
So badly.
Girl. And Liam, obviously, just because I really want to have a mental breakdown, apparently. And I'm going to throw a twist in here in this last one because this person has not been mentioned.
And it's not Malik.
I don't think we're getting that because she said it's going to be like people's point of view. But listen, if I could make any request.
Is it, I forget the kid's name, but it's the guy who's the new shadow wielder?
No.
Okay. Hit me.
Felix.
Oh.
Felix. He's the one
trainer.
The trainer and the tinkerer. And he creates things for her and stuff. And he's so smart. And he's too smart. I don't trust him.
He's too smart.
He's too smart. I think Felix would be really interesting. So that would be like the one twist I would find very fascinating is if we got Felix's. I think it's also possible, given like the ages we're dealing with. We don't know everybody's exact age, but it's possible Felix and like Lilith were the same year.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Felix, we don't know. I don't know his age at all, honestly. He could be the same year as Brennan. I have no idea how old Felix
feel like
is.
if I'm thinking of the right character, because
he was the one who trains Violet.
Yeah, he is the one who trains Violet.
Yeah,
and
successfully trains Violet. Trains her lightning signet.
Oh, I was thinking of another professor. Oh my God. Okay, I know exactly who you're talking about now. I feel like he's an older guy. The one in Tyrandor. Oh my God, I forgot all the Tyrish people. Because you know who would also be very interesting? Would be like, was she Captain Mari? To like get the parents? And
yeah.
Oh my God.
One of their parents was a writer. I don't remember which one.
Yeah, well, it was Mari because she's the one that created all of the...
Oh, it was right. It was the mom. Mm-hmm.
The mom. Oh my God. Yeah, Felix is the one that gave her the conduits.
Yeah, he's a tinkerer. He makes things. Okay. And I'm like, he's so smart. He's so intelligent. And he knows so much about Violet and her signet and how it works and how to train her and all this stuff. He knows so much. And I'm a little worried about it, honestly. And, and I just want to know. I want to know more about him desperately. Like, he is a character I would love to know more about. I think he would be an interesting twist to get as a perspective on a threshing day that could line up with someone else's threshing day, and we don't realize they're the same age and we're in the same year, and we could get some more information on other characters. And it would be interesting and point you to the fact that, like, hey, there's some Easter eggs in book 4 that you need to be looking at around this guy. You should be looking at him more closely without actually giving us any sort of spoiler or anything that would, like, you would need necessarily to read book 4. So I think Felix could be fascinating.
He could. I always in my head pictured him in his 50s or 60s, and I don't know if that's like a totally wrong assessment.
I feel like I picture him a little younger than that, but also like old enough to be really experienced.
Because I feel like that could place him with Lilith and Melgren.
Yeah, I think...
And General Ados and even Varish.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's like around their ages.
That's what I'm assuming just based on how experienced he is. And maybe it has actually, we've had more context clues for how old he is, and I'm just not remembering off the top of my head.
Doesn't he have gray hair?
I don't remember. But you know what? Some people get gray hair really early in life.
That's true.
So I don't know.
Woof. Okay, that was a crazy list. So my wish list is still pretty similar to how it was before.
Okay.
I did move people around and I added people. So at the top of my list is also Xaden's grandfather, because what is Sigil lying about? This is very, very important to who Xaden is. So he's number one. Number two, Jack Barlow. I need answers, so I moved him up. Then I have General Melgren. Also crazy that I moved him off the bonus list to like number 3. And then Naolin. Because what is Taryn hiding? And also, therefore, Brennan, because he's just such a strange character that I need to know about. So I have Naolin. Then I have the member of the first 6. Doesn't matter who, I really don't care. Just a member of the first 6. If we get that story, incredible. Then I have our more modern characters, like not including Jack Barlow. Dane. Dane, please. I need Dane, please. Oh my God, I need him. I'm hoping that because she loves Dane, that I get him.
Okay.
Then I have Riddick still because he is suspicious, followed by Arik, then Sawyer. I removed Kat. I still kept Liam, and I kept Imogen. I just removed Ree, and it feels illegal to do that, but it's fine because I just really don't think it's going to give us much. And then I changed my mind. I did originally remove Professor Kaori, but I decided to add him back again.
Okay.
And Sloane.
Okay.
So pretty much the same characters, just in different orders. But I just, like, my top 6, I'm like, please.
Yeah. I think there's a good chance we'll get Jack Barlow. I think there is a decent chance for that. Of my top list, the ones that I think are most likely are like Jack Barlow, Lilith, Asher. Obviously, like, she's confirmed that to some extent we're getting Xaden. How we're getting it, we're not exactly sure, but we'll get that to some extent. So I think Dane is also really I think you'll likely get Dane.
I think Dane is likely. I think Riddick is likely, and Arik, Sawyer. If we get Liam, it's just to be a fan service, and that's it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think we're going to get him. I think we're going to get him interacting with other characters whose point of view we do have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Xaden's grandfather and Naolin would be a big hitting one. And I don't know if we're going to get that lucky, but now that I have it in my head, I'm just dying to know. And same with Jack Barlow and General Melgren and the first 6. Like, I just know there are incredible stories waiting to be told. So,
yeah.
We don't even know. We don't even know Melgren's first name. For all we know, we could be like, "Who's this stranger?" And then we wouldn't know until like Coda appears. Like, who's that?
Oh boy, so many.
Yep,
so many. We want so many. There's so many on the list. I had to like try to narrow it down to 13. I was like, I don't know about this.
Hard. It is
really hard,
and it still feels like you're naming every major character, even though you're not.
Yeah, I feel like I actually didn't have even that many of our current cast of characters. Like my current ones are Xaden, which again we've kind of confirmed.
I don't even have Xaden on this list because we know we're getting Xaden.
Yeah, Dane, Imogen. I guess Liam was current.
He's not current. No, if we're counting like around the same age within 3 years of Violet and alive, then I only have Jack Barlow, Dane, Riddick, Arik, Sawyer, Imogen, and Sloane.
Yeah. I think I have less than that, but yeah. Oh boy. This list will change in 3 minutes. I swear to God. I can't stop like rearranging these in my head, but I think wish list, not realistic list, top is always going to be Sigil's previous rider, the grandfather.
This is a wish list, to be clear.
Yeah, not what I think we'll likely get. All right, let's move on.
Yep.
Spice scenes. All right. Keeping in mind that Dane kissed Violet at her threshing and Xaden was super jealous, do you think Rebecca will somehow find a way to slide in Spice, or will this strictly follow the action-packed events of Threshing Day?
Well, because Rebecca is a romance author, I feel like she might try, but since it's a novella, I'm really, really not expecting it, and I'm not going to hold my breath.
Yeah.
And I almost would rather not have any romance. Because I do want that action-packed stuff. I'm going to be digging for Easter eggs. I want to know stuff for the plot that's not romance. So, what about you?
I think we could get a little insight, not necessarily spice, but some romantic tension.
Okay.
With Imogen's character with Garrick. Because he's going to be like, she could die today. This could be my last time to talk to her. What if we get a little, like a kiss? Like I would expire.
I would scream. I expire. I would eat that.
You're right, because she is a romance author. So
she has so many contemporaries. Fourth Wing's the only fantasy she's written.
I think we could see maybe a good luck kiss between Garrick and Imogen. Just saying.
What if there's something between Dane and Sloane? Oh my God. Listen, I'm the Slane Train's biggest supporter.
I know.
I'm the conductor at this point.
I feel like she still hated him too much at that point.
She definitely did.
Yeah,
she definitely did.
And I'll pray
book
for you.
Book 4, though.
Yeah, book 4.
For the record, I'm going to say this right now because I'm pretty sure that Rebecca said at one of her events that I want to say it was the basketball game with the Nuggets in Denver that I don't remember if she said it was Dane's point of view or Sloane's point of view, but she said that we're going to get one of them in the next book. And I will be so insufferable if it's a Slane scene. Oh my God. If we get them doing some spicy activities on my page from their point of view, I will never shut up about it. Okay, that's what I want most from the next book. I'm gonna be so real.
That's fair. I get it.
So anyway, but you do think she's gonna try? I do. The kiss. I just don't think.
I don't think we're gonna have time for like a full out, fleshed out sex scene because
no, God no. God,
that
no.
We don't know these people. Like, it would just kind of feel like we're just jumping into the middle of something in a kind of weird way. But I think we could see some romantic tension, maybe a good luck kiss situation. Yeah. And if I was going to guess between who, I would be guess between Garrick and Imogen. It would have to be Imogen's Threshing, obviously.
It could also be from Lilith and Asher.
It could be too.
Yeah, could be that. Yeah, I can't speak for all readers. I was going to say, I don't think anyone would be disappointed. Some people might, but listen, we're here for the dragons, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I personally will not be disappointed if there's zero romance.
I won't either. Yeah. Not in a novella.
No, and that's the thing. It's 224 pages, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
To close our conversation on the very minor little teaser that, like, can you even call it a teaser? We just got a title and a cover with, like, a 3-line synopsis.
Yeah.
But to close this spiral session that we are having because of such a small announcement, in the video that Rebecca Yarros posted, there's this quote that says, "You need not question me. I have seen your soul. Every haunted memory, every vile thought, every malevolent desire for revenge. I am cognizant of your downfalls, and yet I see the potential of everything you can become. I see it all." Who do you think said this?
Okay.
I have thoughts and opinions, but I want to hear you first.
I think there's two main ones.
Okay.
I think the need for revenge makes us think it's supposed to be Xaden.
Yeah.
But I think a really interesting twist would be if it's Jack Barlow.
That'd be crazy. Because my first thought is I went to, this is Sigale speaking to Xaden.
Yeah. And to be clear, I mean like the dragon talking to them.
Yeah, no, this is the dragon.
Actual
Jack. But why? I just feel that his dragon's not intelligent enough to see his potential if they got manipulated.
I mean, were they, or were they an active participant until things went wrong? Like, I don't know. Because the way that they're saying this, like, your every vile thought, every malevolent desire for revenge. Like, think about how Jack has already been acting at this point. Like, he tried to kill a dragon. Like, this is such a strong statement to start out with. Like, it definitely could be Sigale to Xaden because of, like, the need for revenge. But clearly, Jack is also looking for some sort of revenge. Like, this is an angry person. And I think it's possible that, like, we're going to learn more about why his dragon chose him after he tried to kill a fucking dragon. And I think that this could be about that. Like,
you know who it could also potentially be? I think we're on the same page that regardless of whose dragon it is, we both think this is being said by a dragon, correct? Like, regardless?
Yes.
Okay. What if it's Sloane's dragon? because she was so terrified of her siphon power that she's like, I don't want to be them. I don't want to be a Venin. And what if because she's obviously haunted, like her brother's dead, she's a marked one, and she clearly wants revenge too. And they're like, well, I see what you can become. And they're like confident that she's not going to become a Venin, but she does become a siphon. I don't think it's as likely as Sigale or something.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be crazy if it's just like Dane's dragon? He's like, your dad sucks. No, that's crazy. I just would want to know, what is Jack Barlow trying to get revenge on? Because at this point, he did see Violet bond to the black dragon. Yeah. Because he bonded after. Because I was like, well, he doesn't need revenge for her having 2 dragons. But at this point, she does have 2 dragons.
Yeah. I think those 2 are my top guesses.
Yeah.
I think because Rebecca has already confirmed that, we're getting Xaden's Threshing, that this could definitely
It'd be too obvious.
Well, or that she feels like it's okay to say that because the quote is already like Xaden's quote and she's not actually giving away any more information. But that being said, I think Jack is a very angry guy, and I think it would be really interesting if this quote was his dragon saying this, because why would a dragon pick somebody that just tried to kill a dragon? Like, that's kind of crazy. And also a guy who's already pissed off that he's not getting the biggest, baddest dragon. So he's already a little resentful that you're not the dragon he wanted. And they know that, and they still pick him. And I think this quote could make sense given what we know about Jack.
It could make sense. I just had 2 more thoughts. And of course, I'm going to end up trying to apply it to every character possible. But Sawyer, you need not question me, because maybe he is questioning, like, well, why am I being chosen this time? But that doesn't really answer the revenge and such. Riddick. Remember, that fucker brought a knife to the very first fight he ever did.
Yeah, I think an interesting twist would be if it was Riddick, because he seems like such a nice guy and he has this like need for revenge. Like, for what?
Yeah, we don't know his backstory. Like, and he's even said, like, you guys discount me because I'm a funny guy, but there's a lot more to me than that. And maybe that's part of it.
We know nothing about Riddick other than what he portrays to people, because we don't know anything about his home life, his backstory, why he wanted to become a writer, nothing. Other than in the first book, he did kind of seem to have this need to be better than everybody. He had this like kind of thirst for glory, it seemed like. So.
And, you know, oftentimes the people who put on a front to be the happiest and the funniest and the most entertaining are suffering inside. So I could see him having haunted memories and vile thoughts. And the revenge, we don't know, because we don't know his backstory. But again, he literally brought weapons with him to Basgiath and tried killing people the first time he ever got paired into a match.
Well, to be fair, we don't know that he was going to try to kill them.
Okay.
But just that he was willing to use a knife in a fight that there wasn't.
He brought a knife to a fist fight.
Yeah, he did.
So, very interesting.
That could be interesting.
I still think it's Sigale, but oh my god, if it's Jack Barlow's dragon, that'd be crazy.
I mean, I still think it kind of fits, though, with what we know.
Oh, it does. I think it fits Jack's dragon. I think it fits Sigale. I don't know if I'm just twisting the quote too much, but I could also see it being Aetrim.
Okay.
Maybe that's why her niece was so shocked.
Maybe.
Oh my god, could you imagine if we got Riddick's Threshing, but it was a threshing that took place like 200 years ago?
That would be crazy.
The way that I would lose my mind. Anyway.
We could literally theory spiral on Empyrean for hours and hours, and we have.
Oh, yeah.
But do we have any more thoughts on this before we want to close this out?
My last comment is we were both so confident this would be a 20, 30-minute conversation max. And we are almost an hour and 20 minutes in.
Yep.
We are an hour longer than we thought.
Yep. Okay.
But that's on brand for us.
It is. All right. All that being said, this is where we're going to leave you today, Basic Book Besties. Good luck spiraling. Thank you so much for listening. Please leave us a review and join us next week.
If you need more bookish content, we have 4 ongoing seasons. You're currently listening to our season 1 Book Bestie Chats featuring spice ratings, our thoughts on recent adaptations, discussions on our current reads, and more. We also have a crash course season for the Massverse, 4th Wing deep dive topics, and fun author interviews, including our Stacey McEwen interview that comes out in like a week. Yeah. Our Massverse season 2 content releases weekly on Thursdays, while our other seasons release episodes sporadically on Tuesdays, or like whenever we feel like it, such as this episode.
Yeah. You can check out our website, basicandbookishpod.com, for info about our contact form, upcoming seasons, which authors we have scheduled next, events we're attending, and more. We've linked that down in the show notes.
You can join us over on Patreon, where you can access all of our episodes ad-free, 3 days early, and in full video, plus extras like exclusive quarterly book club access, shoutouts on the show, PDF annotations, and more. You'll find our Patreon link in the show notes, along with all the ways you can support the podcast.
Don't forget to stay in the loop by following us on social media at Basic and Bookish Pod, and join us on our Discord chat. Who knows, you might just meet your next book bestie there.
And to be very clear, social media and Discord was the first place we ran to after this announcement.
Yeah, so. It was.
Until next time, reach out on Discord to let us know which point of views you're hoping to get in Threshing Day by Rebecca Yarros. And also, who do you think said that quote?
Yes,
see you there.
Let us know.
This is going to feed me until September.
I know. I'm so excited for this book. I was already excited for it, but knowing what it is, I knew no matter what it was, I was going to be excited for it, but somehow still knowing what it is, I'm just hyped.
It's so good. I've just always really enjoyed the concept of Threshing Day. So the fact that we're going to get 13 stories from Threshing Day. I'm so excited. And watch her tomorrow or even a week from now release a full blurb, and it's so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. And it's okay. I don't care.
It's crazy is I had an Instagram story well over a year ago that basically outlined the fact that if we did Sawyer's year, Dane Sawyer's year, their original year of all of the characters that would be present, and I
remember
talked about this. So that's what's crazy. And I have a feeling that's going to be one of the, we're going to have that threshing because
absolutely.
We're going to get a bunch of people's perspective, because it'll be a way of writing the novella, of making things feel more connected across multiple point of views without it feeling like we're just jumping from random points in time to random points in time. But we'll see. Yeah.
And it's not just a rehashing of the same story that we've already experienced.
Yeah, exactly.
So. Oh my God. Right. I'm so excited. Do you think she's going to keep it a surprise until literally publication day? We don't get to know who the point of views are, or do you think we're going to get a better idea beforehand?
I don't think we're going to get to know much.
Yeah.
I just don't.
This is it.
We're going to have to plan a heist and go get this book, Red Tower headquarters or headquarters.
We're going to go to Pennsylvania. Catch us outside. How about that? Just kidding. It's definitely at print right now, so there are physical copies somewhere.
Somewhere there's something printed. Somewhere, somehow.